how are we going to make such a big thing like the agenda work if there's still seemingly even the representations of the countries that still haven't changed their mindset?
No, it's good you asked this question, because through the negotiating process, these kinds of voices used to come out, saying that, can you realistically expect to end poverty by 2030? Can you realistically expect that there will be health for all by 2030? Can you realistically express gender equality and empowerment by 2030? These are things which have been with us for millennia. But then the opposite point of view was that, look, unless we set ourselves an ambitious agenda, something which is aspirational, which inspires people to do things differently, we are not going to get there. Why set an agenda which says, okay, only 50% reduction in poverty, or only marginal improvements in gender equality, or only marginal improvements in national health systems? That might appear a little more realistic, but it's not going to be an inspirational agenda which will bring all these thousands of people we hope to engage. So the view that won was that even if it's unrealized by 2030, having an aspirational, very ambitious agenda was more important for the world at that juncture than anything else. So while both these views were part of the negotiations, the more ambition in this agenda view won. You're right. National sovereignty, national security, and national prosperity are the three big objectives of diplomacy. Every country feels that by engaging in multilateral diplomacy and in bilateral diplomacy, they are pursuing national prosperity, they are pursuing national security, and they are hoping to advance their national interests by articulating their major concern. But the problem today is that in a world which is so hyper-connected, you can neither pursue national prosperity nor can you pursue national security without engaging the world. Let's look at all the issues that are occupying our world today: migration, or health, or climate change. Now, these impact on national security, these impact on national prosperity, but they can't be solved by national actions alone. You can't prevent a pandemic from escaping from the Democratic Republic of Congo, say Ebola, and not coming into all societies and all economies unless you take collective action. You can't solve climate change by reducing your carbon dioxide emissions alone. You have to have a global effort of reducing carbon dioxide. So what I'd say is that the people who are articulating it only from the point of view of national interests, and we see that sense of nationalism in many big countries. Now, the articulation of national interests like America first and that sort of thing is the most extreme form of the expression of what you said to me, but the realization will come that putting each country first also means taking action globally on issues which individual countries just do not control. And while there are temporary political setbacks of the nature that I mentioned to you, ultimately our pursuit of prosperity for our people, our pursuit for sustainability, our pursuit for greater equality can only be achieved by global action.